from the World Service Authority. It is a group in Washington headed by Mr. Gary Davis, standing here against the wall, who has been fighting for the right of people to travel for a long time.
Thank you very much, sir. You're blowing the whistle on the fact that the nation-state system itself colludes with war. You see, every nation says we have to have war, which means we have to have a condition of anarchy between us in order to justify our legitimacy. So, you know, you have to finish the thought of the nation-state system. In the 20th century, you could even say the nation-state itself as an institution is illegitimate, because you can't base legitimacy on anarchy. Human beings killing human beings is murder, but murder is a legitimate phrase. You have to have a law saying that it's murder. Well, what is that law? It means outlawing war. How do you outlaw war? By making a framework which is constitutional, however well you want to call it, which says we're eliminating the condition which allows war to happen, i.e. anarchy between nations. And that's what we're doing. But where does that sovereignty come from? Where does the authority come from to do that? It comes from you. It comes from you, it comes from you, it comes from me.
So, bitteschön. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen. Passport.
Claim your human rights. That's the message of Gary Davis and the World Service Authority. And work for world peace by creating a world government of world citizens. In 1990, Davis took this message to people in Europe and people around the world. In Czechoslovakia, the new president, Václav Havel, met with Davis and received his world passport. In Germany, the Soviet Union, Lithuania, the message he brought was the same. The time has come to end the suffering, to find peace, freedom, and a new vision of one world.
Kuri blogai eina savo pareigas, nesilaiko Tarybų Sąjungos konstitucijos.
I'm greatly honored and indeed pleased as the world coordinator of the world government, representing the world citizenry, to present to you, Vitatis Landsberger, this world passport, which concretely symbolizes your inalienable right and that of your fellow citizens of this new republic, as well as your fellow citizens throughout the world community, to travel freely. May you travel as far with this world passport as you know you have the right to go. See, travel from one nation to another is completely arbitrary. There are 172 nations today. Each nation has its own foreign ministry and its own interior ministry. And they're making decisions all the time. They're changing all the time, you see. Well, the reality is that we, as the individuals, have the right to travel on our own planet. Governments are created by men with the consent of the governed. In other words, governments are created by us. What are we waiting for? We're living in one world. We have to create a world government in order to make peace, but we all stray back into our nationalistic frameworks because of fear. Fear. That wall is a symbol of fear. Well, there's no longer any fear here. Everybody can have it. It's the most effective tool to break down frontiers.
Da steht die, hat man noch gar nicht. Nee, echt wieder Fans.